Alright, y'all, welcome back. I got your comments. Aurora's better live, and that's nothing I like to hear more than that when an artist is better live. So we're going to check out Lucky live at Nidorastumen. Totally correct pronunciation, I'm sure. And it looks awesome. It looks like we're in a cathedral of some sort. I cannot wait, so we're not going to dilly-dally anymore. Check out Patreon to vote on the next reaction. Thanks for likes, comments, subscribes, all of that, blah, blah, blah. Let's just listen. I'm so excited. The last video was really fun. And now,
when I am down, I lay my hands upon this ground, and for the 1,000th time I call him. His earth is mine. Before I make the offering, remember all the faces that I see, the marks I've settled on my skin from all the different places that I've been, and I feel the light for the very first time. Not anybody knows that I'm lucky to be alive, and I feel the light for the very first time. Not anybody knows that I'm lucky to be alive.
did she say not everybody knows how lucky I am to be alive? There's a lot packed into that statement. These lyrics are awesome. Seeing the light for the first time. Metaphors that I understand, you know, nothing too deep. It's kind of right on the nose, but very specific. There's so much to talk about. I'm going to try to keep it brief here. I like that everyone in the choir has their own microphone. You can control the mix better that way. Her voice is perfectly, beautifully flawless. Can you imagine how it sounds in this cathedral with that organ, the pipe organ just blasting off? I went to a university for about a year and some change, and they had a brand new music hall with a giant organ, and anytime that thing was played, it was almost unbelievable, like the sound. I wish I could do a guitar that piped through the walls, you know? Let's back this thing up a little bit and keep it going. I don't know where this is going, but I bet it's going to get big.
Be alive.
That softness.
Inside my mind, behind my eyes, is coming down, and for the 1,000th time I feel too numb to even try. Before I make the offering, remember all the faces that I've seen, the marks I've settled on my skin, from all the different places that I've been, and I feel the light for the very first time. Not anybody knows that I'm lucky to be alive, and I feel the light for the very first time. Not anybody knows that I'm lucky to be alive.
Rushing the beat and then pulling back.
I what lies behind.
Before we go on, you can hear the in her voice. This is raw, this is live, this is real control. You can hear that. You can hear the the slide up to the note. You can also hear the She gets right to the note. She's got the ability to hit the note or slide to the note. And then obviously I talked about this in the last video, the softness without sounding like crap like this. It's very soft and it's beautiful. And when it builds, she doesn't ever belt or scream, at least not in this song. If the last song I listened to, Runaway, was a 10 out of 10, this is a 20 out of 10. This is truly amazing. I love the song. Also, you guys were right. The live is something to experience. And I'm just sitting in my nook here listening on a computer. I can't imagine if I was there. I also want to talk about that drummer, dude. I mean, he's touching the drum. And he's in time. And he's in tune. And every note is the right volume level. And that volume level is minuscule, quadruple pianissimo, dude. That thing is quiet, but it builds and it adds, and when it goes away, you can really tell. Let's back it up and listen to that.
I've been, and I feel the light.
Right? He dropped the snare out, and then he brought the snare back in, so it was like boom, 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 and then it was boom, 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 and that silence speaks volumes. Let's listen to when he drops out completely.
Not anybody knows that
Okay, there he is.
I'm lucky to be alive. I don't know where I am, where I go, where to even begin when I know what lies behind. It makes no sense in my mind, but I know that it's time to let go. And I feel the light for the very first time. Not anybody knows that I'm lucky to be alive. And I feel the light for the very first time.
Perfect yodel.
Not everybody knows that I'm lucky to be alive. I'm lucky to be alive. I'm lucky to be alive.
Right before that.
I'm lucky to be alive.
Okay, so one of the coolest moves in music that really make your harmony stand out, and it's all over this song, is borrowing notes that are one note away from the chord. So let's say, in this case, I am hearing an A minor. She sings a B a lot. Now the chords in the notes in A minor are A, C, E. So you could sing an A, alive, or alive, alive. And she does sing those notes, but also she sings to be alive. And then you can go into the chord or out of it. Alive, right? Or right? These are all notes that they're suspended. They're suspending notes because eventually you bring them back in tune. And now I know there was one she did that was like, no. It's called a major 7. I heard it a few times. You could resolve it, or sometimes she sits on the note, sometimes she resolves it. That is one of the coolest things you can do with a nice triad, a 3-note chord, is pick a note that's not in the chord, preferably one that's in the scale, right? Like the B note is in the A minor scale, it's just not in the chord. Basically, I look at it like this. All the notes, then we got the scale, then we got the chords, then we got a single note, right? So you got your chords have 3 notes, your scale has 7 notes. So you pick one of those 4 notes that are not in the 3-note chord, and you're gonna feel the tension. And then you could release said tension, or you can leave it in there. So at the end, she releases the tension. Let's listen.
I'm lucky to be alive.
Alive, right, B. And that B note, well, she's saying B and it's a B note. Gotta love that. Is clashing, or it's building tension with the underlying chord there. Listen. That's the E. E. In fact, you can hear the violin hitting the E. Or whatever.
I'm lucky to be.
B. And there's an E going in on top, which doesn't clash too much, but B. There's an A in there as well. B, A. Those 2 notes together, a B and an A. But in the lower octaves, you can really hear it better. Right? It's a little clashy, right? But that's on the stringed, plucked instrument, right? So there's more elements than just harmony to send a message. Let me find one of these major 7s before we call it.
Marks have settled on my skin.
Right there, she resolves it by going up, drops the tension. So that time it was the 4th. Skin. That's the 4th. Skin. That's the 2nd scale degree. We call it the 9th. You could also do like a major 6. Or a 7. You can try a flat 6. That one really pulls down due to the half-step nature of it. That flat 6 really pulls down to the 5 there, the F to the E. So if you're learning how to play music or writing choral harmony or even just writing songs, a cool thing to do is, in your ear will naturally do. I remember doing it before I knew what any of this stuff was. Hearing a song and being like, oh, that long note they're holding on drops down and now it feels good, or it goes up and now it feels good. So that's the number one thing I took from this, is her use of, well, the yodel move, there's the slide move, there's the picking, there's the note choice, right? The note choice really builds tension and it really builds emotion. So let me know what song I should check out. I'd really like to listen to more of this concert. This was awesome. The visuals of it, the cathedral, the blue lights on everything. And you best believe I noticed the Stratocaster guitar in the back there. Bing. So we're gonna get some cool stuff in this concert. So let me know what song should come next out of this concert, or maybe a different concert, maybe an album, maybe a newer song, maybe an older song. This was 7 years ago, which in my head is still new, but I think out of her career she's been around for about 10 years, so that's on the older side. I've caught myself rambling, y'all. I'm gonna head out. Thank you so much for likes, comments, subscribes, all of that good stuff. Head on over to Patreon. You can vote for free on which song you want to hear me react to next. And until then, we'll see ya. Peace.